All right, y'all, good morning. How are y'all doing this morning? It is a already stinking hot morning, and it's supposed to just do nothing but get hotter today. Phew, boy, I tell you what, I can't wait for fall. But anyway, we're gonna same deal. Like I told you last video that we were gonna come right back to the same spot. It's been about probably closer to 4 days since we were last out here. But instead of starting way down there, I kind of cut short of where everything starts to kind of rise up and does that little, funky stuff up there where the fish were holding right behind. So we've already got a little bit of current this morning. So they're running one generator this morning. So that's usually about 7,000 CFSs down here, and it's been all night. And they're supposed to do two at about noon, which will bump it up a little bit more to about 11,000. So that's good. Well, hopefully it's good. We're gonna see how that turns out, but I live scoped some more white bass, yellow bass this morning. And what was kind of cool is I probably caught, I don't know, what was it, about a dozen or better saugers doing that, vertically jigging that blade bait. So that's good to know, because once this water cools off and them bigger ones get to moving around, that might be something we chase after this winter, or when the water gets cooler anyway. But yeah, and then I'm gonna try something different today. I got these, let me get one of these out. So I got these, well, you've seen me use them one time before, but I got some different of them, they call them Meg Glow floats. He sent me some of these. These are purple and chartreuse. I only guess the color matters. I mean, you can see it, especially during the day. But anyway, I have seen a lot of fish the last few trips I've made out here, because that bait's hanging about that 10 to 15 to 20 foot mark. And I've seen some good fish in that depth range, which, let me get the camera and then I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So like this right here, right? So the more I drag, I'll see like lines of this, and a lot of it's bait, but right up underneath it, not so much this little spot or group here, but sometimes right up underneath it, man, you'll see just like I don't know, some big fish. I don't know what they are. I mean, they could be a number of things. They could be stripers, they could be, whatever. But not last trip, but trip before last, I actually seen a blue surface, like right behind the boat. Or it could have been a spoonbill. I just happened to catch the back end of it. It looked like a catfish. Looked like a blue more specifically, but it could have been a spoonbill, or it could have been a sturgeon. I don't know. But that's going to be the plan. I'm going to drag 3 rods, and see how I got this is I've got me some leader line, and I got about probably 15 feet on here. And so you got to tie, well, let me see if I can pull this out without making a huge mess. I don't know, I probably got 15 feet, something like that. But anyway, so I just take my braid and I use what they call an Albright knot to go to this 80-pound leader line, which basically all it is just a great big leader. That's all it is. So what I'll do is I'll tie just for transportation, because it's easier, I'll tie a swivel, put the float on everything with the weight and all that stuff, and we'll just kind of let it float out behind the boat and see what happens. So this thing will probably be, this one will be suspending about probably, I'd give or take 15, 17 feet, right around there, depending on how long I make my leader line. But that's going to be the plan for this. I'm kind of excited to try it. I've been wanting to try it. And every time I've come out here and seen them fish at that depth range, I ain't had that rod or any of these floats in here. So, but anyway, I'm going to get some baits cut up. We're going to get started. We should be in that spot. Oh, we'd probably be there in about 20 minutes as far as like dragging up to it. And then, like I said, I'm just going to keep going, because it continues to be that little up and down stuff in that mid-30s range. So yeah, we're just going to see if that's holding any more fish this time. The other thing I'm doing different is I went ahead and did some if you remember last year, I had a little rig like this, it had, you know, of course the float, then it had the rattles, and I put the beads just to keep the rattles off of it. A friend of mine swears by this rig. Like, he says that he catches the crap out of catfish out here, and he's got the pictures to prove it. But I was also thinking that if there wasn't a whole lot of current and these fish aren't active, that maybe the little rattle will, I don't know, like if it comes over, maybe that'll entice them to just want to grab it. You know, I really don't know. I mean, I honestly think, my personal opinion, I don't know if this helps or doesn't help. I've caught fish either way, using them with or without them. And so I can't sit here and tell you that they make a difference. And I know people that swear by them. If they don't even have any, they won't even go fishing. But I've caught several fish without them. so I don't know. But we're gonna run them today. I'm gonna run them on all three of my Draggin rods here. And we're gonna see if it makes a difference. Based on last trip, if we end up catching more fish than we did last time, then we can say they work. All right, so this is how I got it set up. So I got a little bead right here, and I did it this way because I may have to swap out weights. It's not gonna hurt nothing instead of it being just like a straight Carolina rig. But I got a little bead here to stop it this way, then I got a bead on top. Well, if I can grab it. And I got a bead on top that will eventually, once it gets down, it'll hit my knot that I've got, my Albright knot, and that's what this bead will do, is it'll stop it on that. So that way you can kind of cast it. The trick is to this also, this is something else I've had to learn the hard way, is you got to use a non-level line reel, because that knot, because it's, you got 80-pound braid to an 80-pound mono leader, that knot is kind of big, so it's not going to go through typically your line guides on your level line reels. So had to learn that the hard way, but I got it figured out now. I had me a couple of non-level lines at the house, so we're going to try those. Don't know if I need to go at 8, but I would like a 6. Then just going to attach a cannonball sinker. I'm going to start off with a 6-ounce just because I think that's going to be the right weight to keep us down there. To create that, because that line drag is it's a thing. Because like I said, we got some little bit of current this morning, so we're going to have a little bit of line drag. But then we're just kind of guessing, So I'll put this 6 on there. I have been seeing a few fish swimming about that, 15, 17 range, foot range. So we're gonna see. I mean, if nothing else, we got that covered anyway. I mean, I really ain't even got to cast it, but I'm just gonna kind of get it back behind the boat best I can without it getting tangled up and everything. And just like that, it'll stop. And I'm just going to let some line out. Maybe. Just kind of let it get back behind the boat. Pretty good ways, and then we'll just let it hang out until we get a bite. Oh, God, dog. God, dog. Man, I mean, he just instantly started peeling drag. That's what I'm talking about. Sitting there trying to catch up on text messages. I guess that's one way to get my attention. That's on that big white, well, I say big, it's on that white bass head. It's a good fish. Yeah, it's a good fish there. I don't know where we're going, boat, but we need to go out that way. And he's acting like a good fish, but Either way, I know we're gonna need this. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. Probably should have already had this done like always, but no. Not a huge fish, but god dang good first fish for sure. Heck yeah, good first fish. Oh yeah. Now that was with all them rattles on it. So I don't know, y'all. You tell me. Oh yeah, that's a. Well, that fish is heavier than he looks for sure. Heck yeah, that fish is heavier than he looks. I got my head back too. That's even better. I mean, you couldn't. Also, the other thing I did too is I swapped it back to my 10-aught hooks. Yeah, that's definitely glove worthy. He's just a short, fat thing. Get him up, see if he. Yeah, he's just a short, fat thing. Look at this dude. I don't want him to flop because he's getting ready to. Look at this dude. All right, let me get a picture of this guy. Okay, yeah, this fish he's 35. He's up there. I mean, he's just a big, thick, but just short. Straighten out, buddy. But he's just short. Just a short old fish. Let's go on this side. Heck yeah, I appreciate that. Get the skunk out of the boat with this deal. Yeah, I think he was ready to go. Heck yeah. Man, that's awesome, y'all. That is awesome. Another one on that head. Seen him hit it once and he didn't get it. Of course, he's not a big fish. It's not a terrible fish to get that head in his mouth. Well, that's good. We're catching fish early, but that's because I'm 100% sure that's because we've had current starting off the day. A little bit of current, not much, but just enough, it seems like. Where if you remember last trip, this was nothing but dead water. We didn't catch a single thing here. I mean, oh, you knocked off my head, buddy. It's all right, I got a yellow bass head in there I can put on, I guess. Come on in here. Yep, not a terrible fish. I like it when they start getting a little bit more aggressive to where I can run these 10-aughts, you know what I mean? So that way I can, you know, have a better chance at, if a big fish hits, I got a better chance at getting around the tooth patch and all the things. Yeah, he's definitely not a terrible fish at all. Appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. I didn't like the fact you knocked the head off, but yeah, I got a yellow bass head in here I can toss on there. Now this one here, not 100% sure, but it is acting weird. That's because there's a fish on it. Dog. I've been dragging this thing for a while. Cause this board here has been acting weird for a minute. I was like, they've been getting bit, but I thought it was just a little one. Well, I mean, it is a little one. Man. So I've been pulling him a minute. Little bitty dude. Let me get you off there so I can at least have a better chance at a bigger one. Golly, buddy. You poor thing. You poor thing. You guys gotta check this out. Look at his face. He's got little pigment issues up there. I wouldn't dare say a piebald, but he's pretty dang close to one. Well, I appreciate that, little buddy. Sorry for dragging you so far. Oh, wow. Did you finally get it, buddy? Yeah, he got it. He's been trying to eat that head for a minute, and I wish you would just leave it alone and not knock it off, because that's what them bigger fish want. And I don't have many heads. Oh, just had a bite on the float. Sure did. Don't you knock off that head, buddy. Little bitty thing. Yep, we had our first bite on the float. Like, what was you gonna do with that, buddy? I can't tell which one was that. Was that the board? I think it was the board. The old post spawner there. Got the old marks on you. Well, I appreciate it either way. Thank you. Yep. Try to get up here in this. More tougher part. That way, if there's another one like that, he won't knock it off. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'll tell you what, these slightly smaller fish are being pretty aggressive today. All right, he let go of it. That's a big piece of white bass out there. There's still some fish up here for sure. And I want one to hit that float so bad, but like I said, I haven't been seeing too many fish up in the water column, so probably not gonna happen. I mean, this is not a terrible fish, but he ain't what we started out with. I'd like to catch more of those. Big old dead Asian carp right there. Ain't quite a few of those floating around. Come here, buddy. Now, you're not a terrible fish by no means. Don't knock off that bait. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not a terrible fish. That old 10-aught hook got you good, didn't it? Yeah, like I said, not a terrible fish at all. Like I said, not what we started out with, but he definitely made the tug. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. You got it, buddy? You got it? Yeah, you got it. Not a monster, but I'm glad he bit. Got us a boat coming. Ain't real sure which way he's gonna go. But it's another fish. Yeah, they were starting to get feistier and feistier. I don't want to pull him in with his boat going by. I'm not real sure what he's doing. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Yeah, you ain't terrible at all. Now, he ain't terrible at all. Get you out of that sun. Well, would you quit? Heck yeah, buddy. You're a decent fish. Yeah, not a terrible fish at all. Heck yeah, look at this dude. All right, buddy, I appreciate that. Heck yeah. Thank you. I got slime all over me. Man, I'll tell you what, it's been a fairly decent average. You got it, buddy? So far, he's got it. Man, he smacked the crap out of it, too. but he is not a big one. I mean, we're still seeing fish up here. We're almost back down to 40 feet. We just crossed over a decent fish. But they are super scattered up here on this shallower stuff. But we got us some current for sure. Nothing wrong with that. But definitely not the quality up here that I thought we would have. But like I said, it's been, you know, it's been 4 days, right at 4 days since we fished this area. I have a feeling that was another smaller one, but I mean, the quality's not terrible. I mean, don't get me wrong on that. It's not terrible. But it's just, you know, it's not what we should be catching this time of year. Well, I say this time of year. It's still pretty warm water. Fall's right around the corner. There we go. Yeah, again, I mean, he's not terrible. Solid 10-pounder there. Well, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. All right. Next, we kind of cruised along a little bit with nothing. I'm glad to have that fish for sure. Keep going, keep going, keep going. He just picked it up and started swimming with it. I think he just dropped it. No, he's got it back again. All right, he's got it that time. He grabbed it that time. It was kind of acting like a flathead, but I don't think he is. That same old head out there. I don't know how many fish it's caught. But we did kind of dump off in some deeper water. We're coming up on this point here. And he's not a terrible fish. I mean, we got current now, so can't give him a whole lot of credit. But he's not terrible, by no means. Okay, I mean, at least the quality so far has been pretty stinking good. Come on up here, buddy. Heck yeah, the quality's been pretty good. Let me see if I can't grip you here, buddy. Open that mouth, I can get you. There we go. Yeah, another good fish. Heck yeah. Look at this dude. It's all covered in mud though. Not a huge fan of that. That's about the third or fourth fish that's been covered in mud. Heck yeah, buddy. Man, I appreciate that. Thank you. So maybe them fish that that I was seeing that was doing that to us earlier, maybe they weren't little fish, because they'd pick it up and start swimming with it. But so like I said, I put all these rattles on here and stuff like that. You know, it's just I mean, I know guys out here, man, they catch fish on it, you know. I figured I'd give it a shot. Of course, I did this once before, but I just don't have, you know, like I said, I just don't think that this poor head. Let me just cut up that fresh one. I got one more white bass left. Put a fresh head on there. We're coming to this point, so I want some fresh bait out there. Well, I was in the middle of a battery swap, and then this rod, which I think, yeah, he smacked the crap out of it, even though he's not a big one, but he still smacked the crap out of it. So we missed all that. I was sitting there swapping out the battery, and I just heard a little bit of drag. Yeah, this one's getting hit now too. Oh, that one's getting hit. Golly. Is he still on there, or did he just pop the board free? I like them Scotty clips just for the simple fact, you know, I like running them, but when they're using this braid and they do stuff like that, it's not terrible. I mean, it's not super frustrating. Is he still on there? He is still on there. God dog. Oh, he just come off. He must have come back and picked it up. But again, man, I tell you, the quality is not terrible. On that piece of yeller bass, nothing wrong with that. He ain't hooked all that well. Looked like it got him inside the mouth, but then he spun and got it. That's how you lose a lot of fish. Like it'll hook the skin on the inside of the mouth, and then it'll kind of just rip on you, you know, fighting the fish in. Heck yeah, buddy. Man, I appreciate that. Look at this dude. He's not terrible at all. I mean, no monster, but that's all right. Ain't no dink either. I surely appreciate that. Let's see. Well, it's been a pretty dang good day. I don't know what kind of snags out here, but this gives me the opportunity to try out my new Draggin Master. Oh, come off. Well, dang it. I was wanting to try it out. But anyway, so I got this new Draggin Master. It's, I guess it's their line breaker. I mean, I'm glad I didn't have to try it out, but it's kind of a neat little deal. I'll just show it to you real quick. But it has, you know, rubber here. You hold it, you know, you kind of just wrap your line because you want your line to go on this little rubber here. It's hard enough where it's not going to cut through it, I don't believe. I haven't really actually had to use it yet, but it's kind of a neat little tool. You got a little place where you can hook your line to, you know, kind of hold it, all that stuff. So I don't know, hopefully we won't have to use it near as much. I don't have to tell you how good it really is, or not, whichever. Because I've had that piece of PVC pipe in here for a while, but it's been stepped on and it's cracked on one end, and I mean, it still works, but not the greatest. We got us another snag. Like I said, I've never drug this. I've never scanned it. I never did any of the sort. So I don't know what this bottom looks like. So far, coming up on this shallow spot, looks like it is oh yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna have to try that. I'm gonna have to try that old line breaker out yet. So far it's working as designed. Get this trolling motor to pull us. Something tells me whatever it is moving. Yep, got a feeling we have to go back and get that planer board. Yeah, it was hung on something good down there. Yep, I think we're gonna have to go back and get that, whatever I didn't get. Well, all right, y'all, that's gonna do it for this one. We have drug a pretty good ways up through here, and we haven't, I mean, it hasn't been nothing. We haven't had any bites. We haven't, it's like the bite just shut off, which, you know, maybe we're moving towards that morning bite now since it's a hot. But the good thing about it though is we had current first thing this morning. That was one of the benefits of, you know, knowing the current schedule, because then you know when to be out here and stuff like that. I use a TVA app that lets me know the dam above me, you know, what it's going to be generating, and then of course the dam below me, what it's going to be generating. But typically how it's been is when they release it there, we'll get current here. But yeah, we started off with a bang, didn't we? That almost 40 pounder, I say he was shy of 40 pounds, but yeah, we started off with a bang. But I mean, we kind of consistently kept up with, you know, I mean, the size, I guess. It wasn't terrible. We didn't catch, I don't know if we caught any, well, I think we caught like one dink, but the rest of them were okay fish. They were like, I mean, they were decent fish, so can't complain a whole lot about that. See, well, I guess, no, he just popped the board. But yeah, can't complain about that. That's what we've been running into, is it's them little fish that are just, all they're doing is just swiping at the bait because they can't get it. And they're just popping it board free. But yeah, we just had the one bite on the float rig, but I ain't gonna give up on it. But like I said today when I got out here, as opposed to last week we was out here, you know, there was a lot of bait right there in that, you know, that 10 to 20 foot mark, and there was a lot of fish. And, you know, obviously the time I needed it, I didn't have it. So, oh well. I'll have it on the boat now though, so that way if I see fish like that again, I'll be able to, you know, get it back out there and see if we can't capitalize. Maybe some of them are catfish. I firmly believe that some of them are catfish. But yeah, not a terrible day at all. I mean, I like coming out here and just catching them like that. It's a lot of fun, especially, you know, decent sized fish. So, but since we rounded this corner, it ain't been much except for like little bites like that and nothing. I thought we'd do pretty good right up through here. But there is a spot that I do want to go. It's a little bit further, but I'll have to get on the map and look at it, just kind of see how it lays out, see if it's even worth going up there. But yeah, like I said, man, all in all, great day. Great day. I like coming out here catching fish like that. That was a lot of fun. You know, getting the right bait, you know, especially for this time of year, which for me, a lot of baits can work, but white bass and yellow bass apparently, and also drum, that worked real well the other time too. I didn't catch one of them this morning, but I'm gonna try to do it again and catch more bait. I typically would let the ones go that I caught, but those ones, because they're even with the live scope, it's still pretty tough to catch. So I threw them in the cooler on ice, so I'll get them packed up. But anyway, I guess, you know, with all that being said, I appreciate you watching this one, and I'll catch you in the next one.